What's going on, YouTube? Jeff coming at you. Just wanted to make a quick little video today to talk about budget car building. This really speaks volume to me. Being a young man with 2 young daughters and married, of course. I don't have crazy amounts of money nor time to build awesome cars. And the more I think about it, and years watching Roadkill, I don't really even want to build that type of car anyways. I sort of like the whole rat rod approach, sort of, you know, budget beater build. And this is what this Mustang sort of speaks out to me, you know. It's beat up, it's hashed, but it's sort of rot free and stuff, so it's the perfect candidate. You'll come across a lot of guys when you're in the automotive world and stuff that have a lot of money and can build crazy show cars. And if they come into problems when they're assembling things or building things, they have the money to take it to professionals and get it and get them to finish off and stuff. And I think you lose a lot of fun, you lose a lot of learning, you lose a lot in that type of build. You gain a whole bunch of knowledge and pride sort of when you do a build, sort of like what I'm doing here. This car I took off the road about 2 months ago was a running and driving EFI 5-liter car, and it made pretty decent power, but it had a problem with wide open throttle. Couldn't figure out if it were sensors or if it was wiring or a whole bunch of things put together, so I decided to pull the car off the road and just turn it into a carb car. I thought it would just be bolting on an intake and carb. How sadly was I wrong. I had to swap out everything, and every time I touched something else, you know, it led to all of a sudden this, where I've ripped out all the wiring in the car and brand new intake and carb, and, you know, got to redo the fuel system, the wiring. There was a lot more than I thought. If I was the type of guy that had lots of money and stuff like that, you could waste a lot of money doing a build like this, but you could also waste a lot of time. This car would probably be off the road for, you know, easily a year. I plan on putting this car back on the road within 3 to 4 weeks, and really hasn't broken the bank. I got into the car basically what I sold all the EFI stuff for. Maybe put a couple $100 more into it. I have some new parts on the car, you know. I got a new PSI fuel gauge right there. I got some miscellaneous fittings here and fuel lines. I have a new fuel pump and pressure regulator in the car, but the rest of the car has sort of been cobbled together. I got a used distributor and ignition box there. The wires, I believe, came from this car when it was EFI. I was able to buy a used coil there that actually came in a box with a wiring harness that I was going to use, but I have since decided that I'm going to go and fully rewire the car myself. But just wanted to go and show you that, you know, you don't always have to sink tons of money into these cars. You'll get more fun out of it if you just put it back together and drive it. Guys can waste years of their lives and never even get these cars back on the road. And I know I had a 51 Hornet that I was just sinking tons and tons of money into, and the car probably wasn't going to run for another 5 years. That's not the case with this car. I will have this up and running soon, regardless if it has mismatched wires, used distributors and stuff, and I'm having fun building it. So that leads me to this box of junk right here. I was at the scrapyard on Wednesday, and for 20 bucks, you can see I got some more pieces to the puzzle here. You can see right here, a couple of things I'm missing right off the get-go is an air cleaner. Also, I'm missing a coil to distributor wire. These sets of wires, the original coil that was in the EFI car had a terminal like this, and the coil wire that came with the car was not going to work at all with that style of coil. So for 20 bucks, let's see. Well, I got one wire here. I'm hoping that's gonna work. I think the length is right. So this one, yeah, clip on there, good there. Run this up, it's got the new style. Boom, okay. That literally cost me, I think, like $2. That problem was solved. This air cleaner I grabbed off of a Chevy van, a G20 van, camper van, I think. Which leads me, this is sort of nostalgia for me here. Okay. When I was 16 years old and just starting to drive, my friend always let me drive his 4.3 S10 Blazer. That was sort of the first car I was doing burnouts in and stuff. And when you're 16 years old and you have no money, but you're starting to get into the performance world and stuff, you want your car to sound a bit better, you want it to, you know, pick up a little better, go a little faster and stuff. What's the first performance mod you do? Do the air cleaner flip. Boom, 15 horsepower right there. So that sort of speaks true to my heart. That's a cheap, free upgrade right there, and going with the whole shitty staying here. That's actually a pretty good name. This car may have just became the shit staying. You know, I got some nice parts on here, but I don't ever want to forget my roots. So I picked up a quick, cheap air cleaner right here. No, that air filter will not be going on there. Don't even know why I took it out of the yard. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the air cleaner flip right there. Poor man's open air filter element right there. You know, sure, I could go get a nice chrome Edelbrock or a Holly air cleaner right there, but it could run me anywhere from $50 to $125. This box was all $20, so there. I got a spark plug wire to finish off my set here. And I didn't know what length to grab, so I actually got two. So I got a spare right there. In this box, I also got my throttle cable bracket. I didn't have one. This was an EFI carb. This came off of E150 Econoline. Boom. It's gonna fit perfectly right there. It was made for it. Okay. I got my race filter right here. Also, I grabbed another distributor cap and the base housing, because I believe somewhere on mine, I'm pretty sure there's a little, not a crack, but something in it. And I also got a spare rotor. So, just wanted to show you guys that it doesn't always have to be pretty. It doesn't always have to cost a lot of money. Those aren't brag quality, you know. It's never going to win you anything. What's going to win you is fast cars going really fast. It doesn't always have to cost an arm and a leg. Anyways, guys, this quick little video for you. Like, share, subscribe. Talk to you guys soon. And you'll see what I'm going to do with the air cleaner. It's going to be amazing.